So guys, I ran Majin Vegeta. For yellow, he's one of my favorite leaders outside of Golden Frieza. And every time I want to bring him to an event, I always say, I'm going to play Golden Frieza. So this time I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to trust my gut and play him. Just because I've never played him at a large event. So you guys should know what he does. He's pretty powerful.
Yep. Most people do.
When he attacks draw, and then he can awaken when you have a 2-drop Goku in play. Flip over. Once per turn, broken, you can take a life, being yourself, so that's just nuts because he goes to 5 anyways. And then you can activate battle. You can Z-awaken him and get double strike, so that's the biggest thing. So to start off, I had 3 Kais. Just very important in the deck. They just search out for all the 4-drop or less Saiyans and Earthlings. I played the 2 and 2 of the Roshi split. You guys know the Master, Martial Masters. These guys are just annoying. People want to attack into them unlike they're blockers. And because they're 6Ks, I can defend them with cards in my deck just for free, just so I can draw more cards. So normally, I'll let them die if I don't care, but otherwise, they're just free.
Right, so at most, they're pluses. At minus, they just filter your deck. Right. You're going to waste cards to defend them, and then you're going to filter more. So. And
this card can pop into them on turn 2, so it's just, why not play it? Yeah. It's just free draw power, and you can have 16, 17 card hands. 2 Zarbons. Zarbons are really good for multiple cards in this deck. They're good for the Martial Meisters. Somebody attacks into them for 10. You might do that, untap it, build your Z energy, and you're at 11 now.
Yep.
But also there's other cards in the deck that you can untap.
Yep.
This is my tech for the weekend that I really love. 4 Fasha. Illusion Power. This card is busted in this deck. Every card in this deck, for the most part, like the important cards, are double strike 20k or 25ks, and they're all yellow cards. So I can swing, just throw one of him on the card, and I'm like a 35k double strike on Vegeta, or a 30k double strike on the Goku. Yeah, Vegeta Goku. Also, if you swing 15k into them, and I really want to keep them because I need the hand power, or I need to draw into something, I'll just...
You can drop a Fasha,
yep. Yep. So now he's a 16k. And the Fashas are also searchable from the Kabitos, which is good because they are Saiyans. Right. So this card was just, it overperformed this weekend, 100%. Going out for game multiple times was nuts. This is from my Z-Awaken, just 2, no more, no less. They came in handy literally every time I Z-Awakened. I was always like,
I'm a free game, why not?
Right, 100%. Tech 1 of Bardock. This card was amazing in this deck, just having that push pressure, which is nuts. Being able to play this as a free card, like an overwhelm, but I get the rest of blocker, so they would blocker negate, and I would like rest your blocker, have another swing, go on Piccolo on top of him, or if I need to get the damage, super combo. It was nuts. Super combos. So 3 Krillins, obviously. 1 Gohan Piccolo, it's just broken.
And the deck's trying to kill you.
This card is just, beautiful. I think this is the best deck to utilize it in, 100%. Because you draw so much and you just always see this card. This card comes to you, it's like the heart of the cards. It just comes. On your kill turn, it's like, oh shit, I gotta go on Piccolo. It's just nuts. And when you open with it, you just feel like, you just know you're gonna win the game. It's a confirmation. 3 coolers, no more, no less. 2 coolers was okay. In this deck, I need to draw this card. I need to stop you from negating. I need to kill you, point blank. My leader has to go through. So 3 was the perfect number. I always saw this card. That's why everybody was like, damn, always saw this card. Sometimes I would charge the cooler and combo a cooler off, and they're like, oh, wow. And then I'll have my 3rd cooler.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, 100%.
Just bait them into making unsafe plays.
4 repulse, 6 repulse. Right. Yeah. What the heck? Sorry. The main cards, Vegeta, this card is absolutely nuts. Just a 1-drop draw card, 25k double strike on turn 3, and you can untap him with certain ways. He's just extremely powerful, point blank.
He doesn't have a unique, so
he doesn't have a unique either. So we got the Saiyan duos. These cards are just amazing, just non-stop killing this deck. This card kills 5 or less. This card kills anything in rest mode as well. Negates the effect, so this is really good against 21, and just a lot of other decks, point blank. And that's the double strike pressure with the Fasha is nuts. 2 Sins, just because we have to be safe. Sin was great. I didn't feel like I need any more, any less. the heart of the deck, these Gokus in the early game, just catching this on turn 2 and being able to awaken and start gaining that value is nuts.
Plus 2 per turn between swing and resting.
Right, a lot of the times my go-to in this deck is to not be super aggressive on turn 2. It's just to play him and then build up my Grandpa Gohans and just start my draw engine.
And then by turn 3,
I'm ready to start going off, right? One Bergamo because everything in the deck rests. This card actually won me a game against Hatch because it was rough. I baited him to use a lot of his negates, and then he used his last negate, had 2 energy open. I rested him with my Unison that I sideboarded in, and then I Bergamoed him for game, pretty much. Nice. Overarms, 2. See a lot of people playing 1. You have to play 2 because you're going to always need these cards, and you need to see them. He's really good. He's a 30K.
Kills anything.
Right, and this is just for multiple blockers. Right.
Yep.
So there are times when I have them both in my hand, and they're just amazing.
Yep.
1, this card's MVP. I cannot take this card out. This card is broken. 2 Vegetos. I bumped it down to 2 at this weekend.
You have the 4 Rapace.
Yeah, I got the 4 Rapace, and I'm mainly an aggressive deck, so the 2 worked just fine. 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. You have to play this card. This is the best yellow card in the game in terms of an extra card. And then obviously everything else was just pretty solid.
I mean, between tapping out and having access to blocker and time magic to deal with other cards, leaving energy open to deal with wide boards, you know, just leaves you in a great spot.
You just charge one of these, and now you see there's no 10Ks in the deck. I don't play the Boo. I don't need the Boo. I took the Boo out because
you have to double strike that you need.
Exactly.
Yep.
Real quick.
Sideboard.
2 Koits. 1 Meki. This was amazing.
Yeah.
4 Gohan. This came in against Green and in 21 when they were floodgate me.
21 makes them pitch a card. You go pitch him, draw, then combo it.
Then combo it, go to Z Energy, swing, pitch, draw, combo it, go to Z Energy. And I'm like, now we're playing the game. These 2 were amazing because you get to swap out of them with the
swap into them with the
1-drop Kabito. So turn 1, I will go into Kabito, search if I didn't draw it, and then get my plus. And then on turn 2, I would they would have 1 energy, so they would get their untap. Then on turn 2, I would swap out to this, and now they're fucked. So one of this came in handy. I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. This came in handy against Hatch, held me down. These 2 against like Mirror Match and other aggressive decks. Also, this coming in and being able to rest blocker barriers when the people like 21 feel safe. I would go swing with a 1K or like a 1-drop. Do that. That's 10. Throw a Deluge of Power, turn it into a 34K right there, or a 24K.
Or even 36K.
Right, and then rest their blocker.
Yep.
1 Final Flash came in. This card won me so many games against Cooler and Beaston in the event. It was nuts. And then 1. I wish I had 1 more of this, but the 1 was fine. So that's the sideboard, and then the Z deck real quick. 1 Goku because we're probably gonna only ever play 1. 2 of these. This card is just amazing.
Yep.
1 of these, you probably only ever play 1. You got your Z leader. He's busted. 1 Oolong, you probably only play 1. I can see the thing about playing 2 because on your kill turn, you can summon this,
swing 40K,
copy something,
then blow up your board, drop another Oolong.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I can see that happening. But I mean, every time I did that, I always used my Piccolo on lead, so it didn't matter. And then this card is also the MVP. It helped me against Hatch, just being able to bottom deck to KO anything and get the crit and a dual attack. Yep. So that was the deck. It was amazing. Had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I chose it, and I got top 4 with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys like it.
And as always,
stay super.